Hello people, hello YouTube. So, today I'm going to talk about how being positive, having a positive mindset is being realistic. Because if you're pessimistic, you're not being realistic. Because if you work on yourself, if you know that you have been working on yourself for all this time and you consistently continue to keep working on yourself and bad things happen, you know that good things are going to come out of that. You know it. Why? Because you working on yourself is like reaffirming that. It's going to happen because you put work into yourself. So, people are watching me now, but yeah. They say, what did Jim Rohn say? He said, work on yourself more than you work on your job. Because everything externally will align itself in time. If you work on yourself, it's not about being overly optimistic. It's about being honest. Like, you're being honest. Good things are going to happen. And I can say this because this is how it was with me. When you put work into yourself consistently and you continue to work hard on yourself, not on external things, on yourself, good things will come eventually. Maybe you ask God for patience, and now God is giving you patience through making you wait for the good things to happen. You ask God for a good mindset, for a positive mindset. Maybe now you're learning to have a positive mindset because good things won't happen to you if you think pessimistically. Doesn't that make sense? Whatever you think, you manifest into reality. So if you think about bad things happening, that's what's going to happen. But in the hardest moments, when you need to gather up all your strength to think positively and be like, I know I'm going to get out of this, I know I'm going to get through this, I know good things are going to happen to me once this is over, everything in your life will align to that because you're already assuming that good things are going to happen, so they do happen. Literally, whatever you think, it's going to happen. So if you work hard on yourself and you never stop working on yourself, and I'm not saying that in a way that makes it sound like, oh, you're a constant project to be worked on. That's not how it is. When things show up, when things pop up in life, face them instead of running away from them, pushing down your feelings, pushing down things. Because the universe will cause everything that has ever happened to you that you kept inside to resurface. Every problem you've ever had will resurface. Every pattern you have will resurface. Always. Until you change the way you react to it and you release it. You know? You have to release it. So, it's not like you're constantly looking for things to fix about yourself. No, that's not the truth. The truth is that the universe is showing you your problems, and you either have the choice to resolve them or to push them down, ignore them, and to continue those patterns, those negative patterns. And trust me, I know what it's like to not want to change. I've been there. It's hard. It's hard. If it was easy, no one would be doing it. I mean, everyone would be doing it. Not no one. Everyone would be doing it if it was easy. But it takes real strength. It takes real strength for you in your hardest moments to think, my life is going to be great once this is over. My life is already great. I have so much to be grateful for. My life is amazing, and I know good things will happen to me once this is over. It takes so much strength for you to think like that. So many people find it easier and think they're stronger by pushing things down, constantly pushing things down. A lot of guys think that way because, yes, sometimes in certain situations you have to be the strong one in the situation and not let things get to you. You know, that's how guys are, you know? But when you're alone, when you're away from everyone else, you need to release you need to release those emotions. Because then you're carrying it with you for the rest of your life, which means you're carrying the programming of what happened to you, the pain, and it builds up, and then you're negatively impacting everyone around you because of it. Eventually it'll become worse, and then you'll become an emotionless wreck. So do you want that to happen to you? I don't think so, because it doesn't make you stronger to be emotionless. You need to feel emotions, you need to release everything. Whatever you are, you have to release your emotions, you know? So if you really want to be strong mentally, you have to think positively. Because let's say if you're first starting this journey, it can be hard, it can be really difficult, and I don't expect you to automatically think positively, because realistically nothing positive has came out of bad things, because you've never gone through such horrible things, you know? The first time you go through this horrible thing and you start working on yourself, it's really hard, because then it's like you have nothing to prove that good things will happen after this, you know? That was hard for me too. And then after I got through it and amazing things happened, and then shit hit the fan, I was like, it took a lot of practice. It took years of work to do this, but it goes by so much quicker when you actually program your mind to believe that it'll go by quicker and that you will get through it and it'll be positive. Not that it'll go by quicker, but whatever happens, it'll be positive. If you believe that, it's gonna happen. Period. But if you believe the world's gonna end, everything is gonna, is that benefiting you? Really think selfishly here. Is this benefiting me? No. Sometimes you're the person that hurts yourself the most. And you don't even realize it, because it's the way your mind is programmed. You have these patterns, you have these beliefs that aren't serving you. So, next time you're going through something, or if you're going through something right now, think positively. Be realistic. Let's be realistic here. This is not overly optimistic, like, oh, sunshine and rainbows, my life is amazing. Okay, you're going through shit right now, but let's be realistic. You still have a roof to live under. You still have food to eat. You still have water to drink. You still have the ability to watch this video. You still have the ability to drive around in your own car. Maybe not the case for everyone, but you still have the ability to transport. You still have the ability to go and vote in an election. You know, some people can't do that. You have the ability to choose who runs for whatever, for the government. You have the ability of choice. You have the ability to choose what you want to do in the day, what you want to do with your time. You have family. You have feet. You have feet to walk on. Your body is functioning. You can breathe. You're alive. That's realistic. This is not some oh, life is amazing, sunshine and rainbows, everything glitter everywhere. This is not that type of BS. This is realistic. Be realistic. Realistically, listen, I'm not trying to invalidate your feelings here. Your feelings are very important, okay? But be realistic. I'm not trying to invalidate your feelings, but realistically, yeah, people are doing worse than you. Not saying that should be used to go to invalidate your feelings, but that should be used to make you feel grateful for everything that you haven't lost, everything that you have to lose, everything that you could lose. So many times when you're going through really, really tough moments, you think, I lost everything. You didn't. Because you have the ability to say that you lost everything. You have a voice. And if you have a voice, you can, come on, be realistic. You have so much to lose. I'm not saying stop complaining, you have so much to lose, but that's basically what I'm saying. Because, okay, you can complain, but once you have your little pity party, get your shit together and think of everything you have to be grateful for. Everything. The sun is out. There's no tornadoes, there's no hurricanes, there's no, like, I'm in a car right now that didn't break down on my way home. That's something to be grateful for. My family's still alive. That's something to be grateful for. My fingers work. That's something to be grateful for. Come on, be realistic. You gotta be realistic. Get over it. You can have your time to release all the emotions. That's the point. Release all the emotions. Once all the emotions are released, sometimes it takes like certain periods of time, little blocks of time in every day, you know? It doesn't happen all at once. It may happen all at once. But if it's like a very severe event or a very severe trauma that you're trying to overcome, it'll take a lot of time. And you'll have multiple repeats of times where you're releasing your emotions in whatever form you'd like. Once you have released all the emotions you can in that period, in that day, go outside, look everywhere around you, look at yourself, and just list a bunch of things you are grateful for right now. And if you're thinking, I'm not grateful for anything, you are. Because just wait till you lose that thing, then you're going to be real damn grateful for it. So you are grateful for things, you're just not actively, consciously thinking about how grateful you are for these things. So the point of this is to bring it to your consciousness, like, I'm grateful for all this. Because then you're like, oh, this is life. Realistically, I'm going through a hard time right now, but I still have so much to lose. So let me think positively and know that this is going to be over. Eventually, in time, it will be over. Because it will. And as long as you are working on yourself and working to release all this stuff and working through all these patterns that come up when you're releasing all this stuff, all these limiting beliefs that come up when you're releasing all this stuff, as long as you're working on yourself and you're not pushing it down and you're embracing the change, good things will happen. Good things will happen. You can take my word for it because it happened to me. It always happens to people that work on themselves. And I wasn't consciously thinking like I need to fix myself. That's not, a lot of people think that it's not it is a form of self-improvement, but you're not actively pursuing this because you want to fix yourself, you know? You're doing it because you have trauma and you need to release it. So all these things are coming up, so you might as well work through them and resolve them. Because they're coming up, you're getting a chance to. So what's the point of penting them down? Because if you pent them down, they're gonna resurface for the rest of your life. And imagine if you did that with everything that happened to you. Oh my gosh, you would be a ticking time bomb. That's how my dad is. So, and I'll just say, it isn't the best to be around those kind of people. It's tough to have conversations with those kind of people. So don't be that kind of person because you're going to lose your connections with everyone. So yeah, self-improvement, it is a form of self-improvement, but you're not consciously doing it to fix yourself. You're doing it because you must. Because if you don't, your life is going to be shit. Because you're keeping penting down these things and they keep resurfacing in different forms. Patterns, you know? You have to break the pattern. Because it's a pattern, it'll keep going, it'll keep repeating until you break it. And that can be tough. You have to release a lot of stuff. You have to change your thinking. It takes a lot of time. But think about it. I asked God for patience. A couple years later, I'm going through a really tough moment. And it's like a drought. Nothing is coming, nothing is going, it's just stagnancy. And I couldn't do anything about it. And then God taught me to be patient. I remember this. So I trust that this will teach me to be patient. So therefore, no matter what happens after this, I will have gained the ability to truly be patient. Because that was what I asked for. God, please give me a six-pack, you know? And then God brings up all these horrible issues of like eating issues, binge eating, yo-yo dieting, all this stuff, horrible things, crazy stuff, gaining weight, so much stuff happened, shit hit the fan. But I think to myself, I did ask for a six-pack, and this is what it takes, because I had a lot of shit to unfold. I had a lot pent up inside me, a lot of programming that wouldn't work for what I have goals for. So whatever you ask, you need to ask this is the thing. You need to write down what you ask the universe for. Ask the universe for everything. Ask God, ask the universe for everything you want. And I'm not talking about like external, like I want a big house. Sure, you can do that, but the reason people are rich to get those big houses are because they wanted to grow mentally, not because they wanted the big house. Like the true self-improvement millionaires, you know? Those people, the people on YouTube, not like the other people, you know what I mean? But write down what you want from the universe. I want to be patient. I want a six-pack, because that's still relating to myself. I want to be brave. I want to be strong. You just asked to be strong. Universe is giving you all this shit. And now you have to get through it. That's building strength. You're getting what you asked for. The only way to truly get what you asked for at the end of the finish line is to get through this stuff and embrace it, not to push it down. Because if you push it down, then you're not getting what you asked for, because you're not being strong by pushing things down. In order to be strong, you have to release. You have to feel things, because the strongest people are able to feel their emotions and to let their emotions go. You are not strong by pushing your emotions down. That's weak, because you're choosing not to face your emotions. It's like a battlefield. You're choosing to like, it's like you have a finger right in front of you and you're choosing to close your eyes. Nope, not looking at it. It's not there. It's there, and it's always going to be there haunting you until you open your eyes and you face it and you're like, okay, now I need to deal with it. It's weak for you to... People think it's strong to push down your emotions. No. In the case that you are going through a difficult situation and you need to, like, hold yourself together, I understand that. But once it's over, you need to release your emotions. You can't just hold that in forever. Like, let's say you're having a conversation with someone really difficult, and you can't let them know that they have an effect on you. So in that case, you have to hold in your emotions, because that's being strong. But in cases where you're just in daily life and you're trying to run away from your thoughts because you can't handle the emotions that are coming up, that's not strong, because then you're running away from problems. You're running away from emotions that need to be felt. They need to be felt. Why? Because after you feel them, that's releasing them. You felt everything you need to feel about the situation. Now you have no attachment to it. Now you can move on with your life and start something new. That's how life works. Unless you choose not to make it work that way, and then you keep everything pent up inside, and then you become a menace to society. I have not used that word in at least 3 years, but you do become a menace to society. For all the Gen Z people out there. Anyways, yeah. So, having a positive mindset is realistic. It is realistic. Because, realistically, look all around you. And if you struggle with naming one thing that you could be grateful for right now, it's because your ego is getting in the way. Your consciousness is getting in the way. It doesn't want you to be grateful. It wants you to be stuck. It wants you to keep feeling pessimistic about everything so you can stay stuck and so you can't grow. So get rid of your ego, and instead of saying, oh, I don't know, that's your ego getting in the way. Stop that. Right now, pause the video and name one thing you're grateful for. Really look around. Think about it. Let yourself think about it, because your ego is going to try and get in your way because it wants to stop you. Your mind is not your friend, you know? It can be your friend, but you need to build it to be your friend. Because with the programming, think about it, with the programming you have, even if you want it to be your friend, it will be your enemy because of the programming you have from your past. So until you start rewiring your programming, it can't be your friend. It works however you decide for it to work. So you decide whether you want to deal with your emotions, deal with everything, or whether you want to keep it inside and not embrace the change. So embrace the change. Think of one thing that you could be grateful for right now. Look, you're looking around and you're thinking of what to be grateful for. Hello? You can look at things with your eyes. Your eyes work. And even if you wear glasses, you can still see. You could have been blind, you know? Shouldn't you be grateful that you have glasses? Isn't that great? Because like caveman era, we didn't have glasses. You were just done. See what I mean? Like, you have so much to be grateful for. So name one thing that you are grateful for right now. Even if like wholeheartedly you don't really mean it, you know? Because it can be hard. Your ego is a B word. I'm trying to tone it down on the bad words, but like, I can't help it. So, no, I can't help it. See, programming, see what I mean? I get really worked up, and that's how the bad words come out, but I'm not going to use bad words anymore. See, what you tell yourself is what happens. That's programming. I'll make another video about that. But one thing you're grateful for, and then challenge yourself. Challenge your ego. Get rid of it. So in order to get rid of it, you have to challenge it. You have to starve it, right? So think of 2 things you could be grateful for. Think of 3 things you could be grateful for. Obviously, right away at the get-go, don't think of 10 things you could be grateful for because you can't even think of 1. So start with 1 and then gradually build it up. You know, progressive overload at the gym. Same thing with your mind. Keep doing that until your ego is like, no. And then it gets out of your way so you can actually focus on your growth. It's not about being a project that needs to be worked on constantly. It's about, these things are coming up in my life whether I like it or not, so I might as well deal with it. Get some guts to deal with this stuff and deal with it head on, face it, feel everything that needs to be felt, let it go, release it, and rewire my mind to a new thought, new things, you know? Oh my God, excuse me. You know what I mean? That's strength. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this, but I kind of, see, I could make like 10 YouTube videos on what I just said, but instead I just mashed it all together. But I could make a YouTube video that's very similar to this, but talking about a completely different thing. You know what I mean? Okay, anyways. Have a nice day.